Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schweim here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. It's Saturday morning. A lot of stuff going on in the world of sports. It's been a long week, and I'm happy to be back in the saddle. I got a full house today. I got a lot of people in here. We're gonna get a lot of emotion floating around on an Eagles bye week, and so I need a full studio to help me get the juices flowing today. I got Scooter McKay in the house.
We're gonna have to get a bigger studio.
We're gonna have to get a bigger studio because you keep expanding, and then Grimesy's in it. Grimesy called me last. He needs to get something off his chest. I think I just felt you just guys
Sixers. Come on,
he did his homework too.
He did his homework. Did you ever do homework like that when you were in high school? When you were in high school and college?
How many shots has Ben Simmons taken so far this season?
None last night.
So we got a lot to talk about. Great. Hey, how about a college football today? Right? We got a big college football slate. We got Penn State, Minnesota. We got LSU, Alabama.
3 o'clock, 97.3.
3 o'clock, 97.3 ESPN.
Wow.
Got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Big weekend.
Cool, brisk weekend.
You know, before we get into it, Penn State and Minnesota, it's weird to say Minnesota because you don't really, think of Minnesota as a perennial championship team. However, this team is 8-0 going into this weekend, and it's the first time Minnesota's been 8-0 since 1941.
Jesus.
A lot of history there, man.
Wow.
And they're playing in Minnesota.
Soda. Out there with the Gophers, the Golden Gophers.
The Golden Gophers. You know who plays for Minnesota? You know who played for Minnesota? He's the head coach of the Paulsboro Red Raiders. Is Glenn Howard. He played for Minnesota. You know how I know that? Because I played against Glenn Howard when I played for Collingswood. By the way, they got waxed last night. I heard the game on 97.3 ESPN last night. I listened to Nick Costco's call, and I was all pumped up. Collingswood was only losing 6-0 to the number one seed Pleasantville team. And then as soon as I turn in, next thing I know, it's 35-0. They scored like 3 touchdowns in a matter of minutes.
In the third quarter.
Kills.
So then I speed kills.
Yep.
Well, the Collingswood Panthers turned it over a couple times, and that'll kill you. But great call. Listening to Nick Costco and the play-by-play was great last night. It was cool because I was in Collingswood and I was able to listen to the game, and that was really cool. It's a shame that Collingswood didn't put up a better showing, but Pleasantville's a tough team.
They need you back in the lineup.
They need the Schweim boys back in there. All right, the Penn State team, they have, and we're just going to briefly talk about this real quick because I'm intrigued with this matchup. And Penn State, it's the first time in a while that they've been undefeated, and now they're in the top 4, Grimesy.
Yep.
I mean,
they're looking good.
They're looking good. They continue this path. I mean, obviously they got Ohio State they got to deal with, and I think they still have Michigan State to play. But, they got to take one game at a time. And it's going to be nice to see the Nittany Lions. I'd like to see them just go undefeated.
Is that Ohio State game and Penn State game in Penn State?
I don't know that, but I know it's a 12 o'clock. I know they just made
it.
It's Ohio State's at the shoe, and it's a 12. It's going to be 12 o'clock start. I did see they're going to make. Yeah, they made it a noon, a noon start. So big game tonight for today at 3:30 for the Nittany Lions. Last night, guys. We'll talk a little Eagles. We'll get it in there maybe the end of the first hour here. The first thing I want to talk about with you two guys is the Philadelphia 76ers because the second hour of the locker room today, we're going to talk a lot of Philadelphia Flyers. We got Charlie O'Connor from the Athletic, and we also have Curry Huffman, former Flyer defenseman, and he's a current assistant coach of the Phantoms. Yep. We're going to talk to him, right, Scooter?
Absolutely.
You keep in touch with him, right?
Yeah. We've been friends for a long time, and for a while there, we kept in touch a long time. We actually did some business together, too, for a while. But he's been a good friend for a long time, and he was looking forward to coming on today.
The Huff,
Hopefully
number 5. Yeah. Is he good enough?
Izzy good enough.
Did he wear number 5?
Yes, he did.
There's a lot of people that don't even know who Izzy Goodenough is.
No.
Listen to this show, probably.
Probably not. Larry Goodenough, obviously, was his name, but they always called him Izzy.
Right? Is that a nickname appropriate? Is appropriate? Is he good enough?
He's still involved in the area of hockey.
Ramsey, let's start with the Sixers because how do you lose a game when you're 21 points up in the fourth quarter?
Bad coaching.
Bad coaching. Scooter and I were talking about this on the way down. Brett Brown's I believe, if he doesn't, look, he's got the horses. They were up 21 points.
With 11 minutes to go.
With 11 minutes to go, and you lose the game.
Yep.
There's no reason for that.
No reason. Let me ask you a question. We signed Ben Simmons an extension to give up for who? We did. Do you see what Butler did? Have you seen?
He put 30. I know he had 30 points when it was at halftime. He had 30, right?
You see what
I didn't what did he finish?
What D'Angelo Russell has been doing?
What did he finish with?
I think 30.
He finished with 30 because I know he had 30 like maybe late in the third. I wasn't really paying
Can
attention
I
to
ask you a
that.
question? If you are recruiting a quarterback and they said, "Hey, listen, this guy, he can run, he can hand off
He's
the ball,
fast,
but he can't throw the ball." I mean, come on. It's
well,
becoming a joke.
you know what infuriates me more than all of that is when people that have basketball knowledge in the NBA, people scouts and everything, are trying to force feed you to tell you how good he is. It doesn't pass the eye test.
Listen,
They can tell you these guys could be they could be experts in their field. They could be involved in the game. And Grimes, you know a lot of people, you know a lot of basketball personalities.
Yes.
They sit there looking at it straight in the face and tell you that this guy's an all-star.
No. I'm just.
We can't blame the game on Ben Simmons last night. He didn't play.
Well, no, we're not talking about. We're talking about as a whole right now.
Oh,
Like,
I
they played
agree.
10
I never
games.
understood how a guy that can play basketball most of his life can't shoot.
Well, let me ask you a question. The play he got hurt on, didn't he look like he? What happened there?
I think he heard it prior to that, and then when he bumped into the back of that guy, he turned around and he
Yeah, there were
injured
two
it.
instances during that game where I think contributed to his shoulder. And by the way, guys, it's a grade 1. All right, I'm not. Listen,
He's supposed to miss 3 games.
he's supposed to miss 3 games. It's a grade 1 AC joint sprain. All right. Now, an AC1 is a simple sprain to the joint with minor damage to the ligament. All right. It's not.
It's like a stretch.
I would imagine that football players probably deal with it. Baseball they probably deal with it all the time.
Hockey guys going into the
Hockey
board.
guys going into the boards.
Oh,
Yep.
hockey, definitely.
Yep.
Right? Hockey definitely.
Yep.
I tell you one trade.
I'm
I'd
not
do right
calling
now.
him soft, but
I'm going to give you one trade I do in my sleep right now, and I don't care how old Chris Paul is. Trade for Chris Paul right now. Give up Simmons.
Injury
Get another
prone.
player. Oh, come on, man.
well, listen. I'm not one to give up on Ben Simmons yet. I mean, he's been playing now for 3 years.
Okay.
All right.
What
And
have
they-
you-
would you-
What have you learned in these 3 years?
I learned that
That he
he's
practiced
afraid.
all summer to shoot, and he hasn't.
Well, that could be, that seeing him shoot on video working out doesn't do anything for me. Like once again, it's got to pass the eye test. He did it in the preseason. He took a couple shots. Hey, Grimesy. All he has to do is have the threat of the shot.
I got you.
That'll be enough to bring guys out and hit one every once in a while. He doesn't have to do it all the time, but he's not even doing it.
Well, you know what's pretty sad is, a couple games ago, they made a tremendous comeback and won the game. And a crucial part of the game was that Ben Simmons got to the line. They fouled him probably purposely underneath the basket, and he made 2 foul shots to give them the lead in the game, which got taken away right away, and then Furkan Korkmaz came back and made the nice play. But I was impressed that he made those foul shots. I really was, which is pretty sad for a number 1 pick,
You're
the
impressed.
top pick in
I was
the
going to
world.
say you're impressed.
Well, I was impressed because I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be impressed. That should be a given to make that thing. But I was impressed the fact that he got them
So
the
you've
lead there in that
so
game.
you've lowered your expectations.
Well, the expectations were low to begin with because he can't shoot. And how do you not be able to
All
shoot
right.
a foul shot?
This year Ben Simmons is averaging 13.1 points a game, 6.9 assists, and 5.4 rebounds a game.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Did they miss that last night?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
A little bit.
no
Absolutely.
doubt.
How many points did Nito have?
It doesn't matter how many points he's got. It's a guy controls the game. Ben Simmons controls the game in a lot of ways. As much as a 6'10" point guy is unusual in senses, he has the threat of driving, getting to the basket, getting those easy things, getting fouled. Not that he can make the foul shots, but he changes the game, no doubt about it.
He changes the game. So he changes the game, but we've all lowered our expectations for his shooting ability.
Well, I don't think the expectations were ever high. We obviously know at this point
Yeah,
he can't shoot.
but I just established the Grimesy that we've been told by so many people that are NBA or aficionados that are authorities in
gotten
basketball telling us that this guy's an all-star. Matter of fact, Ben Simmons even told the crowd that he's an all-star. When he was questioned about his shooting earlier in the year by a reporter, he said, "Oh yeah, I shoot." Like real smug to the people, to us. He went, "Yeah, that's right. I shoot.
Well,
I shoot.
you know-
I am an all-star." He said it. He told us
He
in
was
an
an all-star
interview.
last year. Wasn't he?
Was he voted in by the fans? or was he picked? I can't remember.
Oh, he was an all-star last
Was
year.
he?
Either
I
way.
mean, Grimes, you know that? Was he voted in?
I don't
You-
think
you
he-
follow
no,
the NBA
he
more
was
than I
not-
do.
I don't think he was voted.
No, I think he was chosen by the coaches.
That's even better.
What do you mean it's even better?
It's better if the coach picks you, thinks he's a good enough player. Who cares what the fans think? That can be
What, you don't think the fans are capable of?
Not all
You don't
of
think
them.
the fans are capable of voting for all
they're
stars?
voting for their team player. That's what they're doing. Most
Well, they're
of
still
them.
voting for the best person on that team.
Right. Well, he was an all-star.
Is Ben Simmons the best person on the Sixers?
Fans only vote
No.
for
Is
starters.
Ben Simmons the best player on the Is that
Yeah,
a
the
legit
Sixers.
question right now?
Yeah, because Embiid is. Embiid's
Exactly.
right. Embiid's your best player. Well, I was being kind of
Which is
facetious.
pretty sad because that guy, he couldn't even get up and down the court at the end of the game. What is wrong with him?
Well, there's so much to break down about the Sixers. We're gonna get into more of it because it just
Can I ask you another question here too?
Real
As
quick.
just watching last night, Joker. Would you rather have him or Embiid?
who Djokovic?
Yes.
Embiid.
No, I'd
Embiid.
rather Djokovic.
No, Djokovic can pass.
he what do you would you'd rather have?
I'd rather have him be.
You would?
If he's playing the right
No way.
play.
It's
Absolutely.
not me, man.
Embiid plays
No.
defense.
No way.
I'm just.
Embiid turned the
was
ball.
horrible in the game
We'll
last
break
night
down
in
all
the
the
beginning.
statistics. Embiid turned the ball over 8 times last night. That was a contributing factor. All right, the first hour of the locker room is sponsored by Barb's Harley Davidson, Philly, New Jersey's #1 Harley Davidson dealership. Visit barbshd.com today. Barb has the area's largest selection of new and used Harleys around. That's Barb's Harley Davidson, where no one walks. Go to barbshd.com today. And I want to remind people that if you are looking for the best breakfast at the Jersey Shore, look no further than Uncle Bill's Pancake House, family owned and operated since 1962. Uncle Bill's Pancake House is a Jersey Shore tradition with 8 locations from Ocean City to Cape May. Featuring over 30 types of pancakes, waffles, crepes, Uncle Bill's has something for everyone. Stop at one of their 2 Ocean City locations and try my favorite, the stuffed French toast with the homemade cinnamon butter. There's something for everyone, from fresh cut fruit cup, gluten-free pancakes, or fluffy stuffed omelets that are excellent. You can't go wrong with anything on the menu. Go to Uncle Bill's Pancake House, 8 locations along the Jersey Shore, 2 in Ocean City, and I guarantee you'll get a great breakfast and fantastic service with a smile. Hey, if you're looking for a bicycle, buy a bike from Anarelli's Bicycles, located at 1014 Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Owners Mark and Mike insist that after the sale, it's the service that counts, with a complete line of bike accessories and same-day repair service. That's Anarelli's Bicycles, 609-399-2238. Hey, Christmas is right around the corner, so you're looking for, want to buy one for a present? Anarelli, 609-399-2238. All right, when we return, we'll continue our Sixers talk. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. In the house, I got Mark Grimes.
Yes, sir.
How about us? Hey, Scooter, how about last week we were talking about how many people are in Grimes' family? And can you imagine the fights at the dinner table to get the scraps?
No kidding.
You don't
What did
need
you have to
know.
drop the gloves? Tell us what life was like. What was the household like at the Grimesy house? Well, you got 7
9.
boys.
I was the youngest.
7
of 9.
boys though.
7 boys. Yeah, 7 boys.
That had to
two
be
girls.
He
like-
was the youngest of 9.
Yeah, you don't,
They used to get-
I,
you used to
I
get your
have
ass kicked, huh?
Stories. Stories. You learn
you-
how to fight at an early age.
Or you don't eat.
You don't eat, right?
Oh, it's more than
So
food.
like, if there's the tasty cakes have 3 cupcakes in the one thing, and if you're like the youngest of 7, you're not getting any, right? You're not getting any cupcakes.
No. Listen, I used to go in the fridge, no milk. Come on. My brother Michael drank it all.
Makes you tough though, doesn't it?
Oh my goodness!
I grew
I
up-
could tell you stories. Northeast Philly, it was all.
give us a
Irish
good story, Grimesy.
No, I'm just saying it was all Irish Catholics back in.
Could you imagine that neighborhood, Scooter?
I think we were the smallest family on the block at 9.
Yeah, but you're probably the toughest.
Oh no! Come on.
Probably the toughest,
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine 7
There's
Grimes
stories
boys
out
in
there.
Northeast Philly?
Jesus. I grew up with a family, Coolahan family, who had 7 boys and 2
Yes.
girls.
Yeah. No.
And it was one after another. And I used to watch the father. He would come home every day. Every day, 7 days a week,
Right.
with bags of bread, bags of lunch meat,
Yep.
bags of milk, and that's all was in there. They weren't eating steaks.
Right, they were
you know?
just did the basics.
The mother never worked, and the mother never drove. And she had 9 kids.
She could. She had
Probably
time
she
to go
couldn't get out
anywhere.
of bed. But she never. What if you get a kid? The father's at work and somebody gets sick, which is a good likelihood with 9 kids.
Hey,
How do you
listen,
can't? She can't drive them anywhere.
Our parents were the best. Our
Yeah,
parents
they
were
had to
the best.
be.
My dad was a Philly cop.
Oh,
got
my
hurt on
God.
the job.
Right
They
out. This
became
is
a
right
real
out of
estate-
Hollywood,
and,
this is.
Yeah, my mom. I mean, she got into real estate, which kind of got me into real estate. So, but hey,
Grimesy, but I'm sure that background has helped you in your
Oh,
business.
absolutely.
Be tough.
Oh, tough.
Just like the Sixers have to be tough. You know, remember obviously Embiid just got a suspension for that fighting and whatnot, and I maintain it that when a team fights together, it bonds them together.
100%.
Right?
100%.
And makes them tougher for challenges down the road. Right?
Absolutely.
It's us against them mentality. Last night, Brett Brown I say to you at the end of the game, Brett Brown saying, "Well, I don't know. You think?" Well, he didn't say it, but the coach. I'm sorry, Jimmy Lynam was suggesting that it was a 4-game road trip, but that these guys were tired and they were fatigued. And I'm thinking, the Scooter, these guys are
The world of
23 years
today.
old.
Oh yeah. Well, by the way,
Could you imagine if you were fatigued in Northeast Philadelphia, where Grimesy grew up?
Right. It's game 8. This isn't the third round of the playoffs.
We already
It's
got
game
They're
8.
fatigued.
Kawhi has already sat 2 games. It's becoming.
I mean, what
a
is
joke.
going on? It's a joke.
It's
Entitlement.
soft. They're getting soft.
They're soft.
That's-
They are soft.
It's ridiculous.
And like Matisse Thybulle last night, coach was asked about Matisse Thybulle. Why isn't he playing? Why wasn't he in there? He wanted to see who was a new kid.
Trey Burke.
Yeah, he wanted to see him in there. Well, guess what?
They don't play the same
But
position.
I don't. But the point is, we need defense. We're up 21 points with 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter,
right.
and Thybulle leads the league in steals.
And where is Embiid?
And where?
He's 3 feet from the top of the key, setting up picks. Instead of being down low and maybe getting an offensive rebound and maybe getting the ball down low to him and maybe Jokic fouling him and getting him in foul trouble. No, he's up at the top of the key. He's only running 30 feet between the things. Get him down low at the end of the game.
And I noticed. I don't know. Josh is on the other side over there. You got the mic today, but my brother's been very critical, right, Josh? For a long time, my brother's been very critical of
Brett Brown.
Of Brett Brown.
Right.
And I know you are too.
Yep. Well, listen. Brett Brown hasn't proven anything to me yet. Nothing.
They stuck.
He's
Look,
not a good X and O.
this
guy.
is his.
Period, end of story.
This is his 7th or 8th year, right?
Yes.
And I understand he got a pass for the first 5 years because of the rebuild.
Right.
It wasn't fair to him as a coach to put those, give him, judge him on his record, or his performance as a coach with the players that he had.
Correct.
So he got a pass. How long does that pass go for, Grimesy?
Is it a hall pass?
I think. I think it's this year. I think it's this year. And listen. I'm going down the Western Conference right now. We are not better than the top 4. We're
Well,
not.
wait a second. How about the Celtics, the Milwaukee Bucks, the New Jersey Nets,
Right.
and the Sixers are your 4. The Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Nets. They're the 4 teams that you're going to contend with. Are we better than Milwaukee? I don't think so.
Not right now.
I agree.
We're not.
We haven't shown that we're better than the Celtics, even though we have Al Horford this year.
Hold on, we beat them.
Pretty badly, too.
What do you mean?
Beat them the first game.
Nah,
of the season.
well,
Second game. Yeah.
all right, but I'm talking about
First
it at the end of the year when it counts, right? Okay, so the first
No,
game
I'm
of the
just
season.
saying, but I'm not saying we're better than them. I'm just saying we've already beat them. So, but West Coast, we were 2 points away from getting swept.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Well,
Well, and listen, and I said this is going the way down here. If Embiid plays in those games, we win one of those 2. And if Simmons plays last night, we probably win last night, in my opinion. And so now they'd be 7-1. So they're not that bad. It's just that when they're missing their top 2 guys, they're not as good as everybody thought they were. They're not as deep.
And at the beginning of the season, you and I were talking about what we thought their record would be, and I said this team's capable of winning 58 games. Should be able to win 58 games. You lose games like that last night, not winning 58 games.
I just don't get why. I mean, maybe, listen, I'm a skier. We go out west and ski every year and at 12, 13,000 foot elevations, and I understand, about altitude.
All right, so maybe in Denver.
But still, when we fly into Denver, Denver's in the basin. It doesn't even have snow. So most of
Denver
the winter.
doesn't?
No,
I've never
I mean,
been
it
to
gets
Denver.
it, but it doesn't. You look into the thing and you go, "Holy smoke! There's no snow down there. Why? Where's all? It's up in the mountains, obviously, but they're at what Mile High Stadium's 5,000 feet.
That's pretty high elevation, though, Scooter.
No, I'll tell you what. My wife got altitude sickness one year. I've never felt it, and I'm an old, heavy-set guy.
You sure are.
Well, listen, compared to you, I'm thin mint. So, but I mean, I listen. I get it, and it's travel and all stuff like that. But come on, it's game 8 of the season, and Embiid looks like he's dragging a piano behind his back.
Well, he's 7'2".
And he's-
I mean, I
he's
understand.
sitting- He's a young kid who's a professional athlete. He should be ready to play 45 minutes.
One glaring factor to me
Will
last night was
Chamberlain paid average 47 minutes a game because of all the overtime stuff like that.
Right.
He was 7'1".
Yeah, that's true too.
My son's got me watching all the West Coast games right now. Utah Jazz, Denver Nuggets. They're better than us. Period. End of story. They're better than us. I'm telling you.
I think we were better than Nuggets last night. We just failed when it came time. And Brett Brown,
Well, I think
I believe it. I'm a coach.
Three
but
key
he
factors
struggled.
for me last night for the loss was turnovers, inability to shoot the ball from the foul line. What were they, 8 for 18 or something?
Not good.
That's not good at all. Come on, foul shots.
Right.
8 and their lack of and they're horrible from the three.
Well, they were 67%
In the
first
first
3 quarters.
first 3 quarters, they were
So
at
not
2/3
bad.
of their shots.
But in my opinion, you're not trying to shoot threes in the fourth quarter when you're up by 21 points. You're trying to listen. They have to score 21 threes if you score 21 twos to catch you.
Right.
And who's going to score 21 threes in the fourth quarter? Nobody
Nobody.
By the way, did you watch the last just 30 seconds of that game? Who actually blew it?
Well, Al Horford,
Al
he didn't
Horford.
blow
Yeah.
it.
Well, what? Listen,
He took an ill-advised three. He threw an air ball.
Choice
But
of
I'm not going to
shots.
blame Al
Now,
Horford.
hold on. Now he missed that shot, right? Now what happened on defense? They collapsed on one player. 4 guys collapsed on him.
And
Who
still
was
couldn't
wi-
get the ball.
Who was wide open? Joker.
Joker.
Who was behind? Who was Joker behind? Al Horford.
Was that what you call him, Joker?
This is nickname.
Jokic.
Joker. The Joker. Come on, Joker.
That's his nickname.
That's
Well,
his
you know
nickname.
what? I thought he was a joker after he fell down after that shot to put them up one. He did not.
He was
get
doing a
pushed or
lot of
knocked down.
belly aching
And
last night.
And then
Oh,
he,
man, that guy's the real deal.
Oh, I
when
love him.
him and Embiid were battling for the last play, he went down like a sack of potatoes. Come on. That was brutal. I don't think there was a foul there at all.
I agree with that. There was not a foul there.
Does he score with 1.2 seconds
I
up?
love
don't know,
Jokic. I think he's got a great game.
Oh.
And if you were asking me who would I want, Embiid or him, I'd take him any day of the week and twice
seen
on
his
Sundays.
passes?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. The first out of the locker room was sponsored by Barb's Harley Davidson, Philly and New Jersey's #1 Harley Davidson dealership. Visit Barb's Harley Davidson today. Barb's has the largest selection of new and used Harleys around. That's Barb's Harley Davidson, where no one walks. Go to barbshd.com today. Hey, Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042, except for don't call him right now because he's on the air. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling of vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com. And friends, let me tell you about Maserati of the Main Line. Located minutes from downtown Philadelphia, they offer a customer-focused car buying experience designed to exceed expectations and invite you to stop in and learn about their entire line of premium luxury vehicles, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan and the class-defining all-new Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati of the Main Line is a national leader in Maserati certified pre-owned sales, named top certified retailer in 2018. The experience does not end at the point of a sale, however, as Maserati of the Main Line offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides new Maserati loaner cars. So add a little bit of flair to your next new vehicle. Call my very good friend Michael Pileggi, Mikey P. He's down there at Maserati of the Main Line today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them anytime online at motml.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. We're back here in the locker room, 10:35, moving right along. Sixers.
There's a lot of tension in this room in here.
A lot of tension in this room.
You got to pay.
It's hot in here, Josh. You get the air. Can you put the air on? It's hot.
Open the window.
72.
It's 68's where it should be.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here he
we
comes.
go,
He's
here
gonna
we
swing
go.
it around.
Look, I don't know what goes on when you're driving here in the morning, Bill.
Oh, you
but
don't
are
wanna
just
know.
out of touch today. I mean, you don't know that I'm on the air from 12 to 2 today. You don't
I don't know,
know
set
that
the setting.
Djokovic's nickname is the Joker. He's been in the league for 6 years. You don't know that.
Well, I
Trey
told you,
Burke
but,
is
you
playing
know what
the
I
same
told you
position
guys?
as Matisse Thybulle.
Wait, I told you guys that the only basketball I watch is the Sixers.
Well, that's your own fault.
Grimes's watch. Well, I'm not a big NBA guy. I never have been. But I do. I'm into the Sixers, and I want to watch the Sixers, and I want to watch the Sixers do well. But I don't know the nicknames of all the. I mean.
You've been called Joker a few times.
Yeah, yes, I have.
Yeah.
But it is how I'm sweating here.
Well, you got your.
Well, you probably got 200 layers.
You're lucky. I came this close to
Cashmere
wearing my
sweater.
Argyle sweater for you
You might
today.
be cooler in that thing than
Should've-
what you're wearing now.
That's a Charlie Brown sweater. It's
But
got the diamonds on it.
Yeah, that's right. It's called
Oh,
Argyle.
Charlie
Knucklehead
Brown.
Diamonds.
He
Listen to
wore the
this
same
fellow.
thing.
Diamonds.
No,
What?
like a diamond, the shape of a
See,
diamond.
he's not a fashion
Not
statement.
diamond.
You ever see him get dressed
Fascinating.
up?
Look at him. But what do you wear?
I'm
by the
looking
way?
good today, man. I got
Good.
shoes on.
Yeah,
Bill, you might want to describe what you're wearing for the audience who's on the radio
Right, you can't see
listening
it.
to you.
All they need to know, Josh, is that I'm looking good.
Well, how do they know? What do they know? What
I got a brown sweater with like
Everybody
a white
knows you know
T-shirt
that
underwear. I got
fucking-
jeans. I got shoes on today, not sneakers.
You
go.
got,
You gotta-
you
you
got
gotta be
shoes on that?
descriptive
Look like
on
you're
the
going to
radio,
school.
Bill.
I gotta, I have to maybe see a
your
couple
notebook?
clients after we have to sell advertisements to be on the air here. I gotta look nice when I go sell. I have to go sell.
Look, there you are. There's your Argyle sweater with the diamonds on it.
He showed me a picture of Charlie Brown.
Yeah, see, now Scooter's guilty of not describing on the radio.
What? Well,
I just
everybody
criticize
knows
Bill
what
for
Charlie
not
Brown
describing
looks
on
like.
the radio, and then you go on and say, "Here's the picture."
So wait,
Nobody in the audience can see.
you were just ripping me about something about Matisse Thybulle.
Everybody knows what Charlie
What did you
Brown
rip me
looks
about
like.
Matisse Thybulle?
No, you were talking about what Brett Brown said after the game. The thing with Burke is Burke wasn't playing just because of Bible. Burke was playing because of Ben Simmons.
No, but and that's what I said. I said, how many points did he score? Oh, I said Nieto. Neto, whatever.
Raul Neto.
Nieto. He's
Nieto.
a Spanish
That's
guy.
the guy they put the little roll of tongue in there with that one.
Well, no, I think what Billy was saying was someone asked Brett Brown at the news conference and said, why wasn't Thybulle playing? And he said, well, we wanted to look at Trey Burke.
That's
We
what
wanted to see
he
that's
said.
what he
Exactly.
Right.
So Brett Brown had a terrible game last night, and I don't think, like Mike or Mark said, that he's not an X and O guy, and he's not. When you have a lead with 11 minutes to go of 21 points, you should win 99.9% of those games. You really should.
Yeah.
But you can't have Embiid, your biggest guy and your toughest guy down low, playing up at the point. You can't have him up there. It doesn't make any sense to me. He's got to be down there to maybe get an offensive rebound when you need it to run the clock down. So,
And last night in the post-game press conference or interviews with Brett Brown, he was asked about the officiating. Now, I'm not going to get on the officials. Obviously, Pete Thompson did a whole thing on how hard it is to get officials. But at this level, for them to make some of the calls they made last night, we're just like, I don't get it. I mean, that last play, the foul against Embiid was not a foul.
That was a horrible call. That was a flop.
yeah, it was a flop at the same time.
But it was a great flop because the refs fell for it.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's part of being an athlete. You got to sell stuff, right?
Well, why is that not reviewable?
Because he had already blown
Brett
his
Brown had
he
already
already
used
used his review.
Got it.
Yeah. Which I would have used it then too, because I thought that was a
That was a bad call, too.
And neither one of them got reversed by either coach.
And there were plenty of missed calls where, and like the Joker, he was fouled on a couple plays and there was no call. And I understand, well, they missed a couple calls on him, but the rest of the game, he was crying like he was a baby. I was a little turned off by that.
I wasn't a big fan of that either.
I mean, come
I
on,
said,
man.
The play when he made the nice shot with 2 seconds left, he fell on the ground like he got hit with a train.
Yeah,
and then
right,
he looked at the ref
right.
and kind of put his arms up like, what? You're not going to call anything? And, and then he went down on that play. I mean, he's a big guy. I don't know exactly
Look,
how big
athletes
he is.
for a
He's
long
7'1".
time.
He can't go down like that.
Athletes for a long time, Scooter, have been trying to sell fouls and penalties. Like if you're in the NHL,
old days.
look at the guys now. The stick gets grazed them a little bit under the lip, and they look like they got shot. They were like at the.
The old days, the guys didn't go down. Wes Unseld never went down. You could run
It looked like they were
at
Dilly
He might
Plaza.
go down.
That's what I was trying to think.
There should be an automatic review last minute or 2 minutes of a game on.
Yeah, that was a lousy call. And you know what? Does he make the shot there? Who knows?
How about the officiating in all the sports has been horrible? I mean,
Right.
and maybe that's why they're having a hard time.
Look how many reviews are getting overturned.
How about
overturned.
Well, and I'm going to break.
Not in the NBA. They're not.
Well,
Hunter and I are going to talk about this tomorrow. He doesn't know this yet, but I'll let him know. I'm going to start to do for tomorrow's show. Look at all the times that these fouls have been reviewed, and they're blatant fouls, interference plays that have not been overturned. Like only 15% of them have been overturned in the NFL.
In the NFL this year because of it.
That's right, but they're not overturning them.
Yeah.
You got to get your buddy on from New York, the ref.
Oh, Steve.
Yeah, Jabby.
Yeah,
get
Steve
him on.
Jabby.
What's he looking at? Is he
Well,
one
look,
of the guys
I've had
they're
that.
doing?
We had that referee roundtable last year. We had that at Charlie's Bar, and he was saying, he's not going to badmouth the referees, and of course, he's on ESPN as one of the review officials.
Right.
Get him on.
He's not. He's
So what are you guys looking at? Like, it's
Well,
blatant.
they now have a guy when they're announcing football games who reviews it
well,
and looks
they've
at
had
it.
that for the last 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
But I mean, they're looking at these things and saying they've got a guy that has a job now to take a look at what just was called and see.
But Scooter, I'm
you
talking
really think that was
about
a fumble?
the new rule this year, where if there's a foul, a penalty.
Right.
Whether it was one or wasn't one,
You can review
it. And my point is, they're not being overturned. They're not blatant foul, blatant interference calls are not being who was the one of the Eagles?
Really quick. So they showed the stat yesterday. The NBA, 50% of all first quarter challenges are overturned, but it's less than 20% in the fourth quarter.
Right.
So what they're literally telling you is that if you challenge a call late in the game, they will not overturn it.
Right.
They don't want to change
So
the course
what's the
of the
point
game.
of even having this in there? I mean,
Yeah, it's either a foul or
it's
not
either a foul or it's not.
And if you get to look at it in slow motion, you should be able to tell.
Right.
If you can't see it in slow motion, you're going to have a rough time in full speed.
Look, we're gonna in the second hour we're gonna get into our hockey part of our talk, and some of it we're gonna talk about the attendance dropping at the Wells Fargo, and I think there's a multitude of reasons why this is happening. But I'm telling you, officiating or the lack thereof is killing the games. Whether it's the NFL, the NBA, hockey, NHL, and baseball. Baseball is actually probably out of the three of them. If you think about it, has got it closer to right than all the other majors. I would have to say.
But they're saying it's going automated in another 10 years.
Yeah.
It's a prediction. It's balls and strikes, that is, behind home plate.
Do you remember? We're the three of us collectively are older.
Speak for yourself.
I don't remember the officiating being. Now I know the game. Crimes, you're older than I am. I don't remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember the officiating I'm talking when I was like in the teens, my 20s. I don't remember the officiating being this bad. I don't remember people complaining about the officiating in all four sports as I do now. Is that because the game's faster?
No, it's because
Or why are the referees?
The life of all these people have changed.
What's that to do with?
They're all entitled now. I get to complain about everything. I didn't get my way. So that's where all these sports have gone, and I see it firsthand, being a coach at this level.
So you don't think the officiating's got any worse? You just think that people complain about it more? Because I beg to differ with you. Because I look at something and I see a foul, I see an interference call, or I see a lack. Like how about a phantom hook in the NHL? Like, what is the guy looking at? You're looking right at it, and you don't see it, but yet the official calls a hook.
They've also changed the rules in the games. Mario Lemieux fought for years to stop the clutching and grabbing and stuff like that, so he could be the player he was supposed to be.
Right.
And this has gone on for years. He's been complaining about fouls in hockey forever. And penalties.
I just don't remember it being this bad. I could be mistaken, but time. I just don't remember it. Now, the only thing I can attribute it to is because all the games are a lot faster. But I don't think it has anything to do with entitlement.
Well, I do.
Do you really?
Do. Absolutely, because you're allowed to complain now, and it's not a big thing anymore. Back in the day, if you complained, you were called all kinds of names that you can't say today either.
There's too much
you
money.
kept your mouth
There's
shut.
too much money involved now.
Well, maybe
that
that's.
they're going to kick players out, and for.
How about was it last year the Cowboys game, that fumble? The Eagles fumbled the ball. It wasn't a fumble. It was on a kickoff. Things like that was so blatantly horrible call. I mean,
Yeah, back
they
in
even
the-
reviewed it. And they still couldn't
back
get
in
it
the
right.
day, you
See,
weren't
we
even
have the
allowed to
ability. We have
question
the
it.
ability to review, and the reviews are getting it wrong. That's what I don't understand.
I know. That's the worst part.
The reviews are wrong.
Like I said, if you can't see it in slow motion, you're going to have a rough time in full
Right.
speed. So it's tough, man. But I
First hour.
Let's get refs to review the reviewers.
Next thing you know, it's going to be like 20 minutes like for a
Make
review.
these games 8 hours. Everybody go to sleep.
All right. The first hour of the locker room is sponsored by Barb's Harley Davidson, Philly and New Jersey's #1 Harley Davidson dealership. Visit barbshd.com today. Barb has the area's largest selection of new and used Harleys around. That's Barb's Harley Davidson, where no one walks. Go to barbshd.com today. Hey, just about everybody in the area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private monthly events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract 200 top business people. If you have interest in attending one of these events and see if it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or call him at 856-912-4007. That's 856-912-4007 for more information.
And of course, the Reds Jersey Mex is still open this month. Yeah, they might not be open on Sunday, but they're still there for you Monday through Saturday. And today is a Saturday. There is a lot of college football to watch today. The Flyers are on tonight. So why don't you get some tacos, some quesadillas, some burritos to make your Saturday even better. 11th and Haven in Ocean City. Give them a call for takeout or delivery. 609-399-2272. That's 609-399-2272 for Reds Jersey Mex. 11th and Haven, Ocean City. Open Monday through Saturday.
And check it out, Josh. Redsy and the Turtleheads are going to be down at our place, Josie Kelly's, for a gig tonight. They're going to be rocking and rolling. At 7:30, they go on stage for it's a benefit for sea turtles. And the Sea Turtle Foundation. He was going to send me more information. I don't have it, but I do know that he's playing down at Josie Kelly's. I mean, I don't know what for who's the benefit. In other words, people can send money
Just be
to.
there.
Yeah, just be there. Just show up, and it's a benefit for sea turtles. The Turtleheads are playing at Josie Kelly's tonight. I think the show starts at 7:30. So get down there. What are you laughing at?
It's a benefit for sea turtles?
Yeah, it's like
to
wildlife.
To
Wildlife.
save the sea turtles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that why? Is that
Scotty,
funny?
that's a major problem going on in this world. Right?
Is it? Listen, I was concerned about a lot of things. The sea turtles never came up. But,
Forget about
But
the
I get
abuse
it.
going.
yeah, right.
Hey, Grimes, let's not go there.
Yeah, don't go there.
Come on, man. I'll go there,
Yeah,
Grimes.
that was not good.
All right, when we return, I'm going to talk a little Eagles. You're listening to The Locker Room, Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and 97.3 ESPN. 97.3 ESPN, 1052. I just got a text message from Tom Jackson. He's a great guy.
Tom Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah, Tom Jackson Electric.
Go, Tom.
Huh?
Not the president, Tom Jackson.
No.
Again, geez, again.
Replays are ruining the officiating. The officials in every sport are afraid to make the call, or worse, they're afraid not to make a call.
I agree with
There's
that.
something to be said for that.
100%. Tom, excellent text.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right.
Spot on.
Spot on. These referees know that their people are looking over their shoulder.
Absolutely.
And they know that the call is going to be overturned. So maybe because of replay, it's made the officiating.
Yeah,
Like-
but the key thing is don't they want it to be right, even if they're wrong?
But the officiant back when Javi was officiating, Bob McElwee, I've had here Curry Frazier, they had to worry about replay.
Right.
They made the call and they stuck with it. Now
That's why there wasn't any complaining, and that was my point.
right now they have they're apprehensive to make the call because they know they're going to get overturned. So what's the point?
Well, but you just said they don't
But
overturn that.
that's my point. They don't overturn it.
Right. Well, they do.
There's been
Like
so
Josh
many-
just brought up that 50% of them got overturned. So they do it. They do overturn them.
Let's talk a little Eagles real quick. I know the Eagles are on a bye week. They're 5-4 going into the bye week. They come back with the New England Patriots. If you look at the schedule, they've got two real tough games on their schedule. The remainder of the schedule really isn't that tough. However, the Eagles have a propensity to lose a game that they shouldn't lose and win one they shouldn't.
Don't tell the Cowboys fans you just said that.
Well, I'm not worried
Tell my buddy Ronnie.
Tell Bill Beverly.
Cowboys are a pushover.
I can't. Right? I mean, they lost the Detroit game, and we all had them winning the Detroit game, and then they beat the Packers. We all thought they would lose to the Packers.
And
So-
the Cowboys didn't think they'd lose to the Jets either.
Right.
Right? Who are 1-7.
Right.
So
I'm not worried. Well, who cares about the Cowboys? We're Eagles fans.
No, but
I don't even care about
talking
the
about
Cowboys.
the last 4 games of the season. You're playing division rivalries, and those are easy games that you could get caught up in and think you're walking through it
So
and turn
they're
around and go
5-4 right now, Scooter.
Right.
If you see 2 more losses on their schedule, that leaves them at 10-6. By the way, that's where I had them at the beginning of the year at 10-6.
that
I don't
was
want to say that I'm
right.
Nostradamus, but you look at the schedule and you say, oh, okay, they could lose to the Patriots, lose to the Seattle, and then they should win out the rest of the way. They got the Dolphins, they got the Cowboys at home in a revenge game, right?
Yeah.
They got the Redskins one more time and the Giants twice.
Listen, this team's evolving. This team's evolving into a running team now.
And so should they be, because
Absolutely.
the receiving core is, they can't. Showing that they
got
can't
Jordan
catch, they
Matthews.
drop.
They
Oh,
got
that's
Jordan
great!
Matthews.
Isn't that great?
Listen, Jordan Howard, Sanders are looking great.
Yeah.
They are, and the offensive line is blocking well.
That's how you're going to beat the Patriots. You got to keep Brady off the field.
Got to run the ball.
I think we lose the Patriots and beat Seattle.
So
Keeps me in the hunt.
All right, well, when we come back, we'll touch a little bit more Eagles, and then we're going to talk with Charlie O'Connor from The Athletic, who covers the Flyers. And then at the bottom of the second hour, we're going to talk with Curry Huffman, former Flyer defenseman. He's now the Huff, where he's now assistant coach at the Phantoms.
That's right.
So we got a lot lined up in the second hour. We got Mark Grimes in the house,
Yes, sir.
Scotty McKay,
I'm here.
and like I said, we'll continue the Eagles talk because I think a few more things I want to get off my chest. I know Grimes, he's in a 3-point stance. It is the Eagles bye week. We got a lot of college football on today, so we're gonna keep things rolling here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. All right, we're back here in the locker room at 11:01, 97.3 ESPN and 97.3 ESPN mobile app. Josh Henning and Sports Bash Saturday to follow. And then, of course, we have the LSU-Alabama game. And then Flyers hockey later on tonight. And we will be talking with Charlie O'Connor from The Athletic, who covers the Flyers, at 11:15. And then, of course, former Flyer defenseman number 5, Curry Huffman, will check in at 11:30 to Huff, and we'll talk to him. He's now the assistant coach at the Phantoms, so we'll talk to the Huff. Right now, before we get into hockey, I want to talk a little bit more about the Eagles and where we are. I mean, last week, the Bears' offense was horrible, and Trubinsky's rating was 66.6. How about that for right after Halloween?
Do you know that Mike Lombardi's been dead spot on with that guy from day one.
Trubisky, yeah.
Oh, he says he's horrible.
Horrible.
And sure enough, he's horrible.
I mean, he was drafted a little high, I thought.
They moved up to get him.
Moved up to get him.
Yep.
He played well last year, so who knows? But the point is the Eagles' defense is now starting to play well. Cox is coming around and showing that his leadership is his.
We're starting to get a little.
We're starting to get healthy. So I like where this team's headed. As long as we run the ball. I mean, obviously without Deshaun Jackson now for the rest of the way, D-Jax is out.
Hey, is this our first 4:30 game, start game? The Eagles fans are going to be tuned up.
I'll be at the game. You'll be at the game.
I will be at the game.
Okay, your ears will be
That's
pinned
my
back.
ticket.
What's that?
Where's my ticket?
Well, we're going to talk about. You gave your Flyers tickets up. We'll talk about
Yeah,
that.
we'll
Talk about that down the road
It
here.
was the best thing I ever did.
But you and a lot of other people, Scooter. We'll talk about the lack of the dropping attendance at the Wells Fargo Center. But the Eagles aren't that problem. They still have about 50,000 people on waiting list to get in there.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Well, that's the NFL. It's the NFL.
The NFL sells.
Hey, here's my prediction. I'm just gonna if we run the ball, keep Brady off the field, they're beatable. And they got exposed.
Well,
by
they
the
are
Ravens
beatable.
last
I mean,
week.
they get
They got
the
exposed.
Ravens are 6-2, and they're in first place in the division. One of the toughest things. If you look at the New England schedule, they haven't really been all that tough. I mean, they played
Big time. How does the
played the
Super Bowl
Jets
champion
twice
Get a schedule like that. I don't get it.
because the AFC.
Well, yeah, some of the teams in their division are awful. no
Yeah,
doubt
they
about
got to play.
it,
They
but-
got to play them twice.
Right.
Dolphins.
Listen, we're playing the Giants and the Redskins.
Yeah, but
Not so good either.
No. But so you had a point that you wanted to make, and
From earlier?
yeah, you said you wanted to make a point during the break.
No, I was just saying we got to run the ball.
No. Didn't you want to bring something up about Antonio Brown?
Oh, no. Well, I asked you guys if Antonio Brown gets cleared by the NFL, which more likely he may.
Because they just bought Jordan Matthews back.
Right, Jordan Matthews.
Okay. He was with the 49ers, if anybody. He was with the 49ers. He was released 2 or 3 weeks ago.
All I was saying
All
is,
right.
do we take Antonio Brown if he becomes available? Now, Josh Gordon is on his third team now. He's with Seattle.
Right.
So, where do you draw the line on that?
I personally wouldn't take him for the simple reason that I think he's a cancer, and everywhere he goes, it's all about him. And this team, we already had Orlando Scandrick situation where scandal, a little bit of a Scandrick scandal. I don't think this team can necessarily afford to get into that.
Right. So Antonio Brown to you is like a T.O. situation. He's a.
I think he's worse than worse than T.O.
Worse than T.O.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's got some exterior things going on that aren't
And
good
believe
at
me,
all either.
don't you think, Scooter? It's tempting. I would be tempted to
He's
do it. I
the
mean,
best receiver
yeah.
in football.
Yeah, I get it.
He may be able to bring us a Super Bowl. That's why I'm asking the question. Is he worth the risk?
But the Patriots didn't think that. They got rid of him. And there was a reason.
Yeah, but why
was-
did the Patriots got rid of him? Because he made some
those allegations.
he
settled
made
down
some
pretty
tweets
quick.
and
He made some threatening texts.
against a woman.
And
So
those
what-
texts haven't
so
gone
that-
away.
and they haven't gone away, and they're
Right.
still out there.
Yeah.
No, I Grimesy as
He
much.
scares me.
Yeah, as much. I agree, Scooter.
As super talented as he is, he scares me. There's no questioning his talent.
And I do agree with Grimesy. If you got an Antonio Brown, that could punch your ticket to the Super Bowl. Look at that. Put that receiver in the mix.
But he could certainly help big time.
Hey,
I'm not
Deshaun's out, so I mean, who's going to make up for Deshaun's absence?
Now, a lot of people were critical of Deshaun Jackson and the Eagles training staff, medical staff, for not going right to surgery. There's been people that have had this. They've had this core muscles, abdomen muscle thing that have had a hard time recovering from.
Right.
So if you're Deshaun Jackson, I don't think I'm going to opt for surgery right away either. Or
No. Apparently, it was a minor tear that wasn't what they felt bad enough to actually have surgery. But listen, if I'm Deshaun Jackson, I'm listening to the doctors and then I'm making my own opinion in the end. But honestly, I think one of the biggest mistakes was you've got a bye week coming up this week. And last week, why would you put him into the game when he's been hurt since the second play of the season? Why would you put him in and not give him that 2 more weeks of time? It doesn't make any sense. Did we really need him? Did we really need him last game to win that game? Obviously not, because he played, 2 plays again? So I think that was a mistake.
So I'm
Is
not
he going to
gonna-
be healthy in 2 weeks? I don't know.
I'm not going to fault the Eagles medical staff. If you're an athlete, you want to get out there. So we don't know. He's probably been in the air. Look, I'm ready to go. I feel great. I want to play. Players want to play. At the NFL at this time of year, a lot of people are playing hurt anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't
perfect
blame him.
example.
Like you're sitting on the sidelines and you're hurt. It stinks. You don't feel part of the team.
Nope.
And he as an athlete, he wants to get out there and he wants to show what he can do. He wants to help the team.
Yeah. But that decision's
So
got to be made from the staff too.
But the staff, Peterson and the medical staff can't tell you how he feels. Only he can tell you how he feels.
Exactly.
I mean, you have you have a lot of people probably in everybody's ear. Do this, do that, do this, do that. The only person you're going to get it from is Deshaun Jackson himself.
Kevin Durant just happened. It's the same thing, different sport. There's no doubt Deshaun didn't want to. He says, he didn't want to get operated on. He didn't want to sit out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to blame the Eagles medical staff. Everybody's looking to blame everybody for everything.
Again,
That's another
we're
problem.
in that
with
world.
society.
Society's
We're in that
unbelievable,
world.
right?
Yep.
Grimes,
Keep your fingers.
Scooter's going to tell you a story after we get out. We can't tell it on the air about some language that was used in a hockey game.
Oh my goodness.
Like, you grew up in Northeast Philly.
Yes.
This is probably common everyday language, probably.
Absolutely.
And this kid, one of his players got suspended for 30 games.
30 days.
30 days. All right, 30 days, 30 days, right.
Right.
Still, I mean, for the vernacular that he used, it was commonplace when we were growing up.
Right. Like I said, the world has changed dramatically.
taking masculinity out of male sports.
That's one of the things I'm going to bring up with Huff is talk to him about, how is it today versus when you played in the 80s and what it's like today to coach these kids. It's tough.
I just have one question for Billy. Can you relate to a core muscle?
I don't think I've ever
injury?
had that injury, no.
He hasn't seen it. It's too deep inside there.
On that note,
Was that a setup? Are you guys working together, you two?
That was
Smash.
I mean,
I teed it up for him,
You
and
teed
he
him,
knocked it right out of the park.
he just drove it like 75 yards down a fairway. Thanks, Grimes.
We don't even know if you have a core, let alone a muscle.
All right. Hey, the second hour of the locker room is brought to you by my favorite people, the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home to the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, or experience lively atmosphere in the pub. There's a full calendar of golf and social events throughout the season to appeal to everyone. Listen, we have some new things coming up that I want to enlighten you to. Thanksgiving buffet and takeout on Thursday, November 28th from 1 to 5. Let Great Bay Country Club do the cooking and cleaning. $39.95 per person. For adults, $14.95 for kids, 4 to 10 and under. They eat for free. Roast turkey, prime rib, and ham. All the fixings prepared by their award-winning culinary staff. Takeout is available. Call them at 609-927-5071, extension 100. And also, I want to let people know that join the Great Bay Country Club today and play free until June of 2020. That includes private dining, exciting social and golf events, world-class course conditions, all the courses in magnificent shape. Of course, memberships start at $16.95 per month. For more information, once again, the phone number is 609-927-5071, extension 141. The Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. You want to get your day started off with the best breakfast at the Jersey Shore? Look no further than Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Family owned and operated since 1962, Uncle Bill's Pancake House is a Jersey Shore tradition with 8 locations from Ocean City to Cape May. Featuring over 30 types of pancakes, waffles, crepes, Uncle Bill's has something for everyone. Stop in at one of their 2 Ocean City locations and try my favorite, the stuffed French toast with homemade cinnamon butter. There's something for everyone, from fresh cut fruit cup, gluten-free pancakes, or fluffy stuffed omelets that are excellent. You can't go wrong with anything on the menu. Go to Uncle Bill's Pancake House, 8 locations along the Jersey Shore, 2 in Ocean City, and I guarantee you'll get a great breakfast and fantastic service with a smile. All right, when we return, we're going to talk with Charlie O'Connor of The Athletic. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. Back here in The Locker Room, 11:16, moving right along. And as promised, we're going to start talking about the Philadelphia Flyers. Of course, it's the Eagles' bye week. We do have a lot of great college football on today. But I want to talk about a little Flyers hockey, man.
Yeah.
Because how about the Flyers? The Flyers are 8-5-2. Best start since 2011, I think. They're
Yeah.
that's not bad.
No, I think
Because
Vigneault's
remember,
doing a good job.
you and I in the beginning of the season didn't think this team was going to make the playoffs, and while I'm still holding to that, I'm very impressed with their start. The fans aren't though, because they're not even showing up.
No, they're
But
not.
we're going to get into that too. So you know
seats
what?
are
I
empty.
want to reach. My first guest is a great guy. Look, I just Googled him, man. He's all over the internet. He's getting big. So I said, let's get him in. Let's get him into the locker room. Let's go to the Mays Landing Buffalo Wild Wings Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room from The Athletic, Charlie O'Connor. What's up, Charlie? Hey Charlie, man, I Googled you. I got The Athletic. You're all over it, man. You Google goes right to Charlie O'Connor. You're big time now, man. Well, Charlie, I remember when you and I first started going down with my press pass to the Flyers game. It's like I didn't know, and you and I really didn't know too many people. But you and I were talking, and it's great to see that you're really moving up and doing great work. I read your articles covering the Flyers, and pretty impressed with their start, Charlie.
Yeah, they've gotten off to, I think, a much better start than I expected. I thought there was going to be a lot more of an adjustment period with regards to, you have a new coach, he's into your rules, a new system, a new set of expectations. I was expecting them to really need some time to adjust. And not to say they haven't been adjusting. There's definitely been bumps in the road. There was a run a few weeks ago where they had a couple really bad games in a row.
the other day, I guess it was a couple weeks ago, Scotty McKay and I, my co-host, came down to one of the practices, and we had an opportunity to talk to Travis Konechny, which was cool. But sitting with you in the press area, you've been following this team, and we thought that was a pretty spirited practice workout that day. How have the practices changed from
Hackstall.
Hackstall to Vigneault?
I think the main thing is just the tempo. They're much faster. And when I say faster, I don't necessarily mean, how fast they're skating. I'm talking about in terms of, just aren't a lot of breaks. What Vigneault does and what his coaching staff does is before the practice, when they're still in the locker room, he basically puts a list on the board of drills that they're going to do and explains the drills and whatnot. And then they go out there and they do the drills. There's not a lot of standing around. There's not a lot of dead time, which there was in the Hackstall era. And I'm not even ripping Dave Hackstall for that. That's the way most coaches do it. But the way Vigneault thinks, and I think it's not a ridiculous way to think, is that if you practice fast, you're not standing around, you're going to play fast. And so far, they're not. I don't think they're playing as fast as he wants them to, but they're definitely playing faster than they played under Dave Hackstall, which is an improvement because they were I wouldn't say lethargic, but they definitely were a more measured team under Hackstall. Wants them to put pressure on the opposition, and so far they've been doing it. And I think that's one of the reasons why they've surprised the teams.
We're talking with Charlie O'Connor from The Athletic. Of course, you can follow him on Twitter at CharlieO_Con, at CharlieO_Con. And Charlie, you've seen now, this is your fourth coach that you've been covering the Flyers. Your fourth coach, or third?
I think I started around right as Berube got hired.
All right.
I never actually covered Peter Laviolette.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, of the three guys, in practice, what coach has these guys? Obviously it's an up tempo, but you think you're getting better response. Obviously, their team, they're getting off to a great start. But I guess my question is, they're responding better to him than they have the previous coaches.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that makes sense because if you think about it, Dave Hackstall obviously had success in college, but he was a new NHL coach. Greg Berube, obviously kind of an institution in Philadelphia, but he was a new NHL coach. Alain Vigneault comes in, and he's a guy who's won President's Trophies. He's gotten to Cup Finals. He's won tons of games. It's a little bit easier for players to accept what he's selling when he can just sort of say, look, I've won. I've succeeded. I know what it takes to win. If you guys aren't going to follow what I'm saying, that's on you. It's not on me. I know how to win. And I think there's just a credibility that he brings that those guys did. As I said, I cover Peter Laviolette. He probably brought that similar kind of credibility. But Vigneault can do that, and I think that allows him to in a sense, call out players in the media, which he's done so far. Granted, I think it's a little overblown because I've talked to players after they've been called out. When Vigneault will say to the reporters in the room, "This guy needs to be better," and the player's like, "Look, it's no surprise. He told me that same thing 2 hours ago behind closed doors, so I knew it was coming." But at the same time, he's trying to get his message out, and I think guys like Hackstall and Berube weren't necessarily as comfortable doing that because they didn't have the cachet that Vigneault has. And that's something that, hiring an experienced head coach with a track record of success, that's what it allows you to do.
Well, Charlie, this is Scotty. And, on top of Alain Vigneault coming here, who's got a pedigree, you've got two other head coaches that, were head coaches in the NHL, and Michel Therrien and, Mike Yao. You've got two other guys that bring a different level and have been there and done that. Like, when you think about Mike Yao, he was with the St. Louis Blues last year until he got fired, and Craig Berube ends up winning the Stanley Cup with that team. But you've got guys that have been around and knows what it takes. And I think, in some senses, these players were looking for that. They would never throw their coaches under the bus very much, but I think they were looking for somebody to come in and say, we want to be coached, we want to be pushed, we want to be, we want to get to the next level. So I think that's going to help them. If they can follow his lead, I think he's going to do a good job with them.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. I think there was a feeling when it comes to Chuck Fletcher going into this offseason, and I think a lot of pretty much all the moves they made this summer fit around this feeling that he had, which was that the team needed a mindset. This is the Flyers team that for years has just been painfully inconsistent. Some nights will come out all amazing, some nights will come out who look terrible, and it's completely inexplicable. You go into one game, you have no idea what the Flyers team is. And I think he went into this offseason saying, I need to build a team that's more consistent from game over game. And that's why you go out and you get a head coach with pedigree. That's why you go out and you build a coaching staff with guys who also have head coaching experience as assistants. That's why you go out and you sign 2 veteran defensemen to back up your young guys. You want to basically say, we're done doing things the old way. And you want to bring in guys that have the clout to say that and demand that from the players. And I'm sure the players want to be more consistent. No one wants to lose games. But there was something wrong with the mix. There's something wrong with the mix under the house. I can't pinpoint exactly what it was, but there clearly was something wrong. And Fletcher's opinion is that mindset change can be implemented by guys that have clout, by guys who can stop that. And that, I think, was a lot of what why he did what he did and why he hired the guys he hired.
Well, and that's an exact point right there. I mean, these guys, like I said, the Flyers have. We talked last week to a friend of ours, Matt Tenler, about the goaltending situation there. We're going to talk this week a little later with Kerry Huffman, talk about the defense and this and that. But the Flyers have 5 of their 7D are 24 years and younger. This is not like an experienced group. They've got 2 guys that are, Ghost is their second oldest defenseman.
Wow.
And now you got Sam Morin is hurt, and he was one of that 7, so he's out for a while. So someone else is going to come up, but it's not going to be.
Phil Myers. I mean, Phil Myers is probably going to take that spot,
and
he's been playing.
7
yeah,
now
right.
That's 24 or under. You've got kids down to 22 years of age. These are a couple kids that are a couple years older than my high school kids that I coach. It's crazy how our expectations are sometimes high, but these are young kids still developing. And if you want to have a great goaltender, you need good defense in front of them, and it's something they have to keep. Hopefully these guys will get it quicker than later, and they'll even they'll win these games 3-2, 2-1 at times. Is what they're going to have to do, because I still think they're lacking a pure goal scorer, which is they've had some games where they've scored 6 goals, but I think that's going to be an anomaly for the most part.
Yeah, I think they can score enough. I mean, obviously everybody wants a pure goal scorer. Every team wants that because there aren't that many of them. But I do think, in my mind, the guy who is sort of becoming that pure goal scorer right before our eyes, Travis Konecny, is also an amazing star. He's turning himself into a guy who can go down the wing and be a goaltender clean. And obviously you would love to have an Alex Ovechkin. You would love to have a Patrick Laine. You'd love to have a guy who you could pencil in for 40, 50 goals a year. But I think Travis Konecny is turning into that goal scorer.
7 goals, 9 assists, 16 points in 15 games. That's not too shabby. And he leads the team in scoring.
Yep.
Yeah. So Charlie, the Flyers. We're talking with Charlie O'Connor from The Athletic. Of course, you can follow Charlie on Twitter at CharlieO_Con, at CharlieO_Con. And Charlie, the Flyers got a tough weekend. They got Toronto tonight, Boston tomorrow, and then Washington. We're going to see what this team's made of.
Yeah, these are tough games. I'm not on this trip, but I'm really intrigued to see which goalie he goes with, which goalie Vino goes with the first of the 2 games. Because presumably they're going to split these games. Carter Hart's going to get one, Brian Elliott's going to get the other. Because if you have 2 useful goalies, you usually don't want to go to the same guy in back-to-back nights. It'll be interesting to see which game he goes with Carter Hart, because Boston is probably at this point in the season the better team. But if you think you need to get one of the 2 wins, maybe you go with Carter Hart in the first game, thinking that he'll give you the better chance of winning rather than go with Carter Hart and basically focus to steal you. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, these are going to be tough games. Toronto, they lost to in a shootout last week, and they're a very good team. They're a tough contender. Boston's a tough contender. They probably haven't played hockey so far this year. And then Washington's Washington. They're probably the class of the division. So these are going to be 3 tough games. And if you can win 2 out of 3, you're cooking with gas here. There's something that might be going on in Philadelphia. Even if you win 1 out of 3, maybe you lose one of the other ones in overtime. I think that's just a successful run. You gotta get at least a win. You can't go 0-3 here, because then the fans are just gonna say same old Flyers again. You go 0-3.
All right, listen, Charlie, man, really appreciate you taking time. I enjoyed talking to you, and thank you so much. And let's go Flyers.
All right, thanks a lot, Doug.
There's Charlie O'Connor from The Athletic. Of course, you can follow him on Twitter at CharlieO_Con. And big weekend for the Flyers, Scooter.
It's going to be a tough stretch.
All right, the second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course. Enjoy fine dining experience, lively atmosphere in the pub. There's a full calendar of golf and social events throughout the season to appeal to everyone. For more information, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. And I want to remind people that they're taking their holiday parties. There's still time to book a holiday gig. Choose the menu, choose the date, choose the room. They can accommodate up to from 10 to 250 people, your closest friends. And, of course, their annual Santa brunch is coming up on December 7th and 14th. So a lot of stuff going on down there at Great Bay Country Club, 609-927-5071. Or greatbay.com. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Hey, Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia Star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com. All right, when we return, we'll be talking with former Flyer Curry Huffman. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. All right, we're back here in the locker room, 11:34, moving right along. Time flies. We're having fun, right, Scooter?
You got it,
Grimesy?
man.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, so, that was good hearing from Charlie O'Connor from The Athletic. But now, Scooter, we get to talk to
real deal.
the real deal, guy that actually played the game. I didn't realize he was drafted that high.
Number
20th overall
Oh, yeah.
in the NHL draft. He's now currently a assistant coach with the Phantoms, a good friend of ours. Let's go to the Mays Landing Buffalo Wild Wings Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room, Curry Huffman. What's up, Huff? All right, man. Huff, it's been a long time. I haven't talked to you in a little while. And Scooter tells me he keeps in touch with you. That's cool. The last time I saw you, Huff, I told Scooter we're driving down here today. Last time I saw you it was in an Eagles game, and this had to be like about 6-7 years ago, 5 years ago. I was sitting in the section, and you come walking up. I guess you sat a couple rows in front of me, and that's the last time I saw you. Yep. Well, Huff, man, you're now coaching the Phantoms, and you had a long career. You played with the Flyers. You had a long career. You played from 1987 to 1998, so you saw a lot of action, and you played on a team with a bunch of great guys. That's for sure. We know all these guys, but Huff, I was asking Scooter, as a player, what's the hardest transition it is to becoming a coach? We're talking with Curry Huffman, former Flyer defenseman, number 5. Of course, he's assistant coaching with the Phantoms. And another thing that we were talking about on the way today, it's a shame. Sam Moran, man, he got hurt again. It's just this guy can't catch a break, can he?
Yeah, it's real tough for Sam.
What happened? Big boy, too, man. We were at practice. Scotty McKay and Scooter and I were at practice, and he comes off the ice. He's a pretty big, intimidating dude, man. It's a shame, but, injuries are part of the game.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, he's just a real good kid, a real good person, and it's tough to see him going through this again, for sure.
Hey, Huffer, it's Scotty. listen, we've been talking today about the way the world is today and how it's changed. But give us kind of an idea. You got drafted when you were 18 years old. You came in and you pretty much kind of played right away. And what's the transition to going from juniors or the AHL or what's the transition getting into the pros and
At such a
into
young
the game?
age.
At such a
Young age.
'Cause the Flyers have 5 guys, defensemen that are 5 year or 24 years and younger. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and it's obviously the game's changed a little bit in terms of the salary cap and those things that are in play right now. And there's a lot of pressure on teams to get young players in playing on entry level contracts in terms of the financial end of it, so they can basically manage their cap a little bit better with some younger players. So there's an emphasis on getting the kids ready, getting them ready as quickly as they as you can, and have them set. The kids are so well coached nowadays. In terms of, by the time we get them, that a lot of them have had skills coaches, fitness coaches, mental coaches.
You could have used that, Huff.
Well prepared by the time we get them or the Flyers get them. So there's a lot there to work with for sure.
Well, another point I have, and we always bring this up when we talk about this, as today's game, or even the Flyers or the Phantoms of today versus the past in the '80s when you played. I mean, I always felt that when I watched, I was around you guys a lot in the mid '80s to '90s, and I saw a team built of veteran players. And then the young kids that really wanted to win. You had the McCrimmons, the Howells, the Poulins, the Props Kerrs, and as veteran leaders. And then you had guys like yourself and Talk and Peter Zezel and Derek Smith and Ronnie Sutter and guys like that came in but had that same mentality, like we want to win now, and let's do this right away. It doesn't seem like the Flyers quite have that core as much. And I think the salaries have changed a lot of that. I think when some guys leave the rink at night, they go left, and some guys go right, and some guys go straight. Where I remember you guys all hanging together as a team and bonded well and made the success of those teams in the 80s.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I know that, picking better on it in terms of the teams I've been around that I either coached or played on, that Flyer team from the late 80s. It was sort of a real culture, like you said, the leadership, the veteran guys that have been there for quite a while. There's a lot less player movement at that time as well. So I think it's harder to build that culture as strong as the Flyers had it at that point. It's just a lot more challenging with the amount of player movement, like you said, and how the salary cap comes into play with a lot of things. So it's changed for sure. There's different challenges, but that's the fun part of coaching is to try to take those experiences that you had, and I think of that quite often, and that's the kind of culture you want to have with any team that you coach for sure.
We're talking with Curry Huffman, former Flyer defenseman, and of course now he's an assistant coach with the Phantoms. And Huff, it's always amazing to me. I'm going to ask you: did you ever think that you'd see Craig Berube win the Stanley Cup as a coach?
When we had Chief,
we've had Chief
on
on here
last
several
summer,
times.
and I said to him, at the end of the conversation, I said, Chief, what's more surprising? You won the Stanley Cup as a head coach, or Billy's got a radio show? Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Craig was my very first roommate in my very first
Oh, jeez.
and then get to see him this summer. I visited him there when he had the cup in Doylestown here, so I got to see him. It's a long journey for him for sure. And good on him. He's a great person.
Huff, a lot of the guys, not a lot, some of the guys that you played with from that team are Talk, coaching, Huff. You guys are all in the coaching.
Scotty Mellamy's
assistant GMs. You all guys went on to
stayed in the game.
Yeah, stayed around the game, and that doesn't surprise me for the character of those guys that you played with.
Yeah, I think we all pulled some great tactics from Mike Keenan.
Yeah. Right.
No, listen, we had a good group of guys, and as we talked earlier, some great leaders, and like I said, I think a lot of guys learned a tremendous amount from being involved in that
Hey, Huff, all the coaches that you had, all through juniors, the NHL, the players that you have, what do you do? You take a little piece of things that you've seen and that you've learned, coaching styles, and put it into your how you coach and some of how you handle some
philosophy.
things. Your philosophy.
I think that's what I do. I can't really speak for everybody else coaching, but I sort of look back on it and like you said, think of some of the things, the positive things from each person and try to apply that way. I know the type of coaches I liked and worked well with, and that's sort of my philosophy in terms of how I deal with the young guys, especially the young defensemen here.
So, Scooter, we've all heard the stories of how Keenan ruled with an iron fist. I mean, is that possible with today's athlete?
Are you sure?
Sure enough.
Very, very complimentary, and Mike was also at age so smart and a really good game coach, and decisions he would make on the bench in terms of matchups and things. I think were pretty underrated. Obviously, he's had a lot of success and wherever he's been, but in terms of dealing with the younger players now and sort of their makeup, it's pretty difficult to be that way all the time with him now. That's for sure.
I remember he used to ride you guys when you won, and he would kind of lay off a little bit when you lost. And I was like,
That's kind of in reverse,
it's
right?
interesting.
Yeah.
It's in reverse, but it's interesting. Maybe that's the way that the new ages things have gone. But I'll never forget there was a game you guys were losing like 4-0 going into the third period. Of course, I was waiting in ovations after the game for you guys to come out so we could go have some water and milk. And you guys came back and scored 5 goals in the third period and won 5-4. I'm like, this is perfect. They're going to come out. Keenan's going to be happy. They're going to be a great game. He buried you guys after the game. I remember everybody coming out of the locker room with their heads down, like we can't even go out. We got to go home. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That was a tremendous win. So he had a different philosophy, but it seemed to work. So.
Yeah, you were always on your toes. You never really knew where you coming back what it was going to be like. So, part of that, I guess, work in the sense of keeping everybody a little bit on edge and sharp. So, it worked. A lot of it we had the best for sure.
Sure did.
Hey, Huff, man, listen, we're going to let you go. It was great catching up with you, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day. I know you just got done practice, and good luck the rest of the way. Of course, Scotty McKay says you got to ride buses now as opposed to taking the jet, the flights, the games.
Yeah, but it's not bad. It's a nice spot.
Beautiful.
All right, Huff, man, we'll talk to you
Good
again.
luck
Thanks a
tonight
lot.
against
Good luck.
Hershey. All right, thanks, Huff.
All right, there's Curry Huffman on the Mays Landing Buffalo Wild Wings Sports Hotline. I want to remind people the second hour locker is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Hey, join Great Bay Country Club today and play free until June 2020, which includes private dining, exciting social and golf events, world-class course is always in great condition. Of course, memberships start at $16.95 a month. For more information, call 609-927-5071, extension 141. And when you get down there, say hello to Radio Ron Ralston or Hot Stover for me. Those guys do a great job. And I want to remind people, friends, to tell you about the Maserati of the Main Line, located minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a customer-focused car buying experience designed to exceed expectations and invite you to stop in and learn about their entire line of premium luxury vehicles, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan or the class-defining all-new Levante, the only SUV worthy of being called a Maserati. Maserati of the Main Line is a national leader in Maserati certified pre-owned sales and named top certified retailer in 2018. The experience does not end at the point of a sale, as Maserati of the Main Line offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides new Maserati loaner cars. So add a little bit of flair to your next new vehicle. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at Maserati of the Main Line today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime at motml.com. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick, but were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private monthly events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or call them at 856-912-4007 for more information.
All right, so let me get this straight, though. I just got to double check this. So, you're first going to buy a house from Mark Ryan, right?
Yes, you are.
And then you're going to go to Great Bay to celebrate.
You will.
After you go to Great Bay to celebrate, while you're there, you're probably going to call Tom Jackson and Lenigan to go work on the house if anything needs to be done.
So while you're at Great Bay,
right,
they're fixing it.
right,
While you're
exactly.
golfing.
And then when you're done at Great Bay, you're going to come back over the bridge to Ocean City to go to Red's Jersey Mets, the original Rojo's Tacos, located 11th and Haven in Ocean City. If you don't want to bring the food back to the house, you can still working on the house.
Right. But Lenigan and Jackson, they get it done right away. So.
Right. Well, you want to give them at least time to get it done. You know, they might need an hour to get it done. But you want to have a good taco, burrito, quesadilla, whatever you may be wanting to have that day. By the way, Red's is still open Monday through Saturday right now in Ocean City, 11th and Haven. Give them a call at 609-399-2272. That's 609-399-2272. That's Red's Jersey Mex, 11th and Haven in Ocean City.
All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. All right, we're back here in the locker room, 11:53. That was cool talking to Curry Huffman.
The Huff.
The Huffer. Hey, I want to remind people that tomorrow we're going to be on the 10 o'clock, the Locker Room with Billy Schweim's on from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, my normal time. Of course, you can check out my website at The Locker Room Billy Schweim or my YouTube channel, Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Of course, one of my former students, Tim, is in here. He's doing a great job setting up my website. Check out my website. I write a blog, The Locker Room Billy Schweim, or The Locker Room with Billy Schweim is my YouTube channel. You can see everything that we're doing. Tim's filming today. You can check it out on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I'm on Twitter at LockerRoom973, at LockerRoom973. And last week we had a great show live at Tollman Joe's. That was a lot of fun. We gave away tickets to the Eagles-Giants game, courtesy of Pensauken Spine and Rehab, Dominic Mariani, good friend of mine. And we had a lot of fun down there last week. A lot of giveaways. And of course, last week my mystery guest was Harold Carmichael. Was the mystery guest, number 17, and it was fun. Now this week we're going to since the Eagles are on a bye, we're going to be on a bye. We're not going to do an Eagles mystery guest, but Ken Dunnick's been providing great Eagles mystery guests.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Eagles could use him today. In the red zone.
Well, they're not playing this. They're not playing this week. Next week.
know.
Grimesy, you're gonna be there, right?
I can't wait for this game.
Where do you sit, Grimesy?
101, 6 and 101.
All right, real quick, I do want to. Just something came to my mind that I want to talk about before we leave.
Uh-oh.
Scooter, you gave away your tickets.
Yes.
And these tickets are the
I didn't
price
give
of
away. I
these.
stopped
Well,
purchasing them, right.
you stopped buying them.
After 28 years.
There are several reasons why. Now, the Eagles will never, for a long, long time, won't have to go through this. There's a waiting list of like 40. I heard 40,000 people waiting to get stadium, and they have to pay stadium seat license for our tickets. But the attendance Thursday night was 16,788, well below the 19,005 that the center holds, and wouldn't even have filled up the old Spectrum, because the old Spectrum, remember, was 17,007.
Remember, those numbers are paid. Those aren't attendance. Those are paid people that paid for tickets there. So not only was it 16,000 that paid, it was probably less than that showed up. I mean, I've seen some pictures of the stadium being bare.
Well, there's a great article in the Daily News. Of course, I get ridiculed for having my papers that I cut out, but Mike Selsky wrote a great article about the fans and the team, the people not showing up. I mean,
right.
This team, the atmosphere at the Wells Fargo Center is stale. There's no, they have all this other ancillary noise going on. It's not the real live noise from the fans.
I responded to that article too. It was a good article,
Yeah,
and
man.
it's amazing. The stuff that they did this year didn't help out. Didn't help out at all.
Just want to leave it. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there.
Happy Veterans Day. Where are you going after this, Grimesy? Where are you going?
Mainland Ocean City. Watch my
Mainland
nephew-
Ocean City.
My nephew play the kicker.
And we just got a phone
Brandon
call from
McGonigal.
a buddy, a caller just informed us that 34 years ago, Pelly Lindbergh would pass away, was killed in the car
I want to give a
crash.
shout out to my buddy Ronnie Paoloca, who's a longtime listener of this show. He loves it. He can't wait to hear it, so I just want to say hi to him. He's an old broker of mine.
Stay tuned for the Sports Bash Saturday with Josh Henning coming up next. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Saturday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. I'll be on tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. The locker room with Billy Schweim on Sundays. Hunter Brody's my producer. Thanks, Grimesy, for coming. I really appreciate it. Scooter McKay, as always. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
Go Birds.